footwear and much more. Now's the time at Harvey Norman's, the place to buy. What a deal, up to $250 cash back. Hurry, this offer won't last long.
This AFL telecast is brought to you by Ballarat Mobile Phones, Stringer Clark, Bushman's Poly Products, Amor Motors Warwick Nabil, Howden Holden Stall and Reynolds Holden Portland, Regent Multiplex Gold Class Cinema and Pub Stop. Stop in at your local.
This feature presentation from 7 Sport continues our 43-year association with the AFL.
Welcome back to Victoria Park on this historic day. It's going to seem like a final when they play the national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please be upstanding for the national anthem to be performed by Colleen Hewitt.
Australians, all let us rejoice, for we are young and free. With golden soil and wealth for toil, our home is good by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strain, then let us sing, advance Australia.
Good on you, Colleen. One of the best renditions of Advance Australia Fair I've ever heard of, and especially with the Go Pies at the end, because she is a committed Pies fan. Richard Osmond are down at ground level.
Well, Drew, I do know one thing. I don't know who's going to win, lose or draw this game, but the crowd are about to erupt. I think everything that's going to happen on the ground, we'll know about it, because there's probably 400 or 500 Brisbane Lions supporters and the rest are mighty black and white. So you can just sense it. It's going to be something special. Enjoy, everybody.
Michael Voss and Nathan Buckley to toss the coin. Of course, Nathan Buckley himself was a Brisbane player for a year before he came to Collingwood, and he's won 3 Copeland trophies and an absolute certainty to win his 4th this year. Peter Carey there with the coin. And Peter Carey, who bows out of AFL football at the end of this season after capping his career with that chest mark over in Perth a few weeks ago. So the first points to the Brisbane Lions as Michael Voss wins the toss, and the Lions will go right to left in the first quarter. Well, already we have Mick McGuan with us, and how fitting. But what about Peter McKenna, one of the great legends at Collingwood, and here he is to join us in commentary today.
Yeah, good afternoon, Drew, and good afternoon to you too, Mick. And just watching Eddie Maguire, he's down on the boundary line. He's orchestrating the crowd. It's a wonderful atmosphere. There he is. He's been, look at him, orchestrating the crowd. And he is so passionate. Colleen Hewitt, who sang the national anthem, as you said, is so passionate for the Magpies. And there's a terrific build-up and a terrific scenario for the boat. And there's probably the greatest player that ever put on a black and white jumper. He was my coach for nearly all my career, Bobby Rose. All the old-timers say he was the greatest player ever that wore the black and white.
Yes, they say one of the best players ever not to win the Brownlow. He finished 2nd in a Brownlow. And, of course, he coached Collingwood the year they were beaten by a point by St Kilda in the 66 grand final. Something new for us. Advertising over the top of the crowd in the outer. Peter Carey, I reckon his heart would be pumping too. He's been around tossing the ball into the ground for years, but this is a big occasion.
I spoke to him before, Drew, and he is really, really pumped up. And he admitted to me he was a Collingwood supporter. So look at the bell ringer.
Well, that's something from the past as we get underway with the ringing of the bell. Peter Carey gets us underway, Keating up high for Brisbane, and he gets the visitors going forward. Oh, high tackle, and Luke Power will take the free. Chris Siska hit him pretty hard round the neck. Power takes the free kick quickly, inside the 50. Lynch, the ball skimmed on wet ground. Lynch close to the line and taken over the line in an aggressive tackle by Prestigiacomo.
Already some interesting matchups. Andrew Swartwell's got the job on Jaron Malloy at full back. Lynch has been picked up by Presta Giacomo, and Johnson, who's been a dangerous player for the Lions over the last couple of weeks. Scott Burns has got that job.
Well, there's Betheris at half back. Gets it to Lucuria. Around the boundary line it comes. And Lappin takes it over. But it's just outside 50 for Brisbane. They'll be pumped up too. And we've got the Collingwood bench, Aussie.
Yes, Orchard, Davis, Crow and Scotland.
Thank you, Richard. There's the ball kicked by Mark Richardson. Akamanis, centre of the ground. He's a very clever player. He's got it. Akamanis on the left. In towards half forward. Lucuria waits at the back. Lynch tries to thump it on. He just missed it. It's at half back. It's kicked away, and that was by Tyson Lane. He's kicked it straight in the hands of Chris Johnson. And Johnson's outside 50. He's about 60 metres out. He's going to bomb it long. He's gone for the torpedo punt. He's got onto it. Lynch at the back, but Mark Richardson flicks it over the back, over the line, a metre away from the behind post. And Richard Osborne is down there with the Brisbane bench.
Brad Scott, Clark, Lambert and Sean Hart and Macca. You can tell already the Collingwood boys are pumped. They've got nothing else to play for except 4 quarters of football. They're going for it.
Here's a chance for Power. They go off the ground. Either Power or McRae got the goal.
Yeah,
First goal.
McRae was the player that actually kicked the footy off the ground, Drew. And that's all you got to do in wet conditions. Play a straight bat early, get the ball forward. Doesn't matter how, whether it be by hand or be foot by foot. But on this occasion, good ruck work there by Keating. He got first purchase of the footy. Buckley desperate in his attempt to nullify Power, win possession. But McRae was there. Weighted numbers favoured the Brisbane Lions on that occasion. And he dribbled the ball across the goal line to kick the first for the game, the first for the Brisbane Lions.
Well, Craig McRae is their leading goal kicker for the season. That's his 37th. They're the highest scoring team in the competition, and their leading goal kicker has just 37. They do spread it around. Keating in the middle, gets the ball down. Hard for Lappin, gets the ball back to Keating. A bit of a fumble. Eventually Akamanis out of the middle. His kick bounces on. Johnson taps for Voss. Voss off the right, a wobbly old kick. Malloy is there, under pressure. Schwabel gets back to Buckley, covering ground outside the 50 with his kick. Oh, he had to wait, and Voss came late, but Olorenshaw took the mark on the defensive 50 for the Pies. Breeze going Brisbane's way, but mostly across the ground, and a light drizzle coming from across the city. We've had a lot of rain in Melbourne over the last couple of days, and it's pretty wet underfoot. Ricky Olorenshaw. Few games this year for Collingwood in his first year after a premiership with Essendon. All underfoot. The Lions doing most of the attacking. Comes out to Huskis. He pokes it up short. Beautiful delivery. And Michael Voss has it 45 metres from goal.
Yeah, what a terrific player Voss is. He just knows when to push forward. He started in the midfield part of the ground. Betheris looks like he's being his opponent for the day at this stage. Also, some other interesting matchups. We see Tarkin Lockie has got the job on Ashcroft. Interesting to see Power started across half forward. Looks like they're going to use Buckley across half back. They'll try to overplay that situation as much as possible.
Oh, Voss kicks it. It drops 10 metres short, front of the pack. McRae gets his second. Wonderful goal.
On Today Tonight, another shonky builder.
Push that chicken.
Now the cracks are appearing across the state.
Try to pull trades away from Victoria, especially with the Olympics in Sydney.
Our building boom on shaky foundations. Today Tonight, next week.
The 1999 AFL and Players Association Awards with the most valuable player, best team captain, and the All-Australian team. On Prime, Monday at 9:30.
Great start to Brisbane. A terrific start. As we see Keating, there's Lockyer, was caught. The Collingwood crowd calling for too high, but the umpire having none of that. It really is a good start. 2 goals to Craig McRae. Very, very slight breeze. There's Tony Shaw. We heard his speech before the game. Very, very passionate. Black gets it to Lappin. Danger again. Lynch. He's got some support down there. Malloy was caught high. And Malloy again. Malloy! He's hit the post. Oh, gee, Mick. Brisbane already looking very, very dangerous.
Yeah, the terrific start, just the start they need. They've got to try to curb the influence of the crowd. As I know, and you know, Pete, Collingwood supporters, they tend to get very vocal. to stop them get involved in the game is to kick some early goals, and that's what the Lions have certainly done.
Well, it's hard to get footing as Lane kicks out. Richardson palms the ball down. Buckley in front of the pack, leaves it for Crow. The hand pass comes out wide to Krasiska, up towards centre wing, hitting the ball hard, Lawrence. Lawrence, beautiful disposal. And Craig McRae, has he been damaging early with the only 2 goals of the game? Deep inside 50, Malloy. Caught in a good tackle. Ball spills to Krasiska. Buckley trying to get it out. Collingwood desperate. They've been defending since the bell rang to start the game. Knocked up by Keating. Black in over the ball, and the umpire calls for it and will ball it up.
And Drew, from that passage of play, you can already see it's not going to be the first player at the contest that'll win possession. They'll be fumbling, very slippery ball, hard to pick up. So that's got to motivate the players to push to the contest and create numbers there to favour your team.
Keating, a lovely hit out, but it went straight to Buckley. Still Keating knocking on. Brisbane with numbers round the ball. Notting gets it to Ashcroft, but they've got numbers all right. This is Black onto the left foot, centres the ball. Lynch, he waits in the goal square, and he judged that magnificently and hit him right in the chest. But that was just great judgment.
Yeah, no doubt about that, Pete. You called it right. Young Black, what a terrific season he's had. Probably should have kicked the ball a little bit better. Bad judgment there by Preston Giacomo. Superior judgment by Lynch. But already they're ominous signs because the Brisbane Lions are pushing hard to the contest, certainly getting more numbers at the fall of the footy than what the Collingwood team is. They are under pressure.
So Alistair Lynch from directly in front for Brisbane's third. It hasn't been up Collingwood's forward end as yet. And Lynch pops it through.
Warehouse Sales, your electrical store with discounts all year round.
Now you can enjoy Maytag's legendary washing power for a whole lot less. Big capacity 6 kilo Maytag washers now only $12.95, less your $75 cash back. With whisper quiet operation, self-clean filter and long life porcelain bowl, commercial quality at a domestic price. And don't forget Maytag's exclusive 10-year transmission warranty.
Warehouse Sales, your electrical store, where more than just the price is right.
Back in the middle, and Collingwood trying to get it forward of the centre for the first time. Keating wins in the middle. Krasiska's back there. Veteran from the premiership side. Olarentshaw's hand pass, very disappointing. Goes astray. Nodding up to full forward. Lynch juggles. Hit the ball very hard, Alistair Lynch. Oh, it's flipped out. Lappin. Slight fumble at ground level. Black goes backwards. All Brisbane out here. Ashcroft. Great evasive skills. Johnson shepherds. The ball bounces for a behind.
Yeah, and there's that backwards handball, Drew. Wet footy, under pressure. You can't afford to think defend. And by that I mean by handballing it backwards. If it misses the target, the weighted numbers from the opposition, they control the footy. On that occasion, a turnover was created and nearly a goal scored through Ashcroft.
Lockyer has kicked into Buckley. Buckley's kicked wide. Mark Richardson has marked. He's way out of half back. The Collingwood faithful roaring for it to get forward. He's kicked it to a pack. Darryl White. Oh, geez, got good hands. He is probably the cleanest mark going around. They've got men running everywhere. Lepich has run from fullback down the forward line, but White's gone across to Huskus. He can go to Chris Scott. He can go across to Kennedy. Will he? Yes. No, he's not. He's looking for Notting. Notting, 6 goals last week. Gee, they're looking good, Brisbane. Notting is marked. Way out on centre wing, he kicks long in towards half forward. Keating was bundled out of it. Mark taken by Scotty Burns.
Burns kicks out wide. He's looking for the boundary line more than anything. He's got Lane as the only hope. Lappin beats him and kicks it in. Lappin's kick inside the 50. Lynch. Oh, great spoil, Preston Giacomo, and the ball out of play.
And get back to that marking contest just with Scott Burns. Terrific work there by Mark Richardson off the footy. You got Keating, his opponent, out of the marking contest. Burns took an easy mark. Unbelievable statistics. Inside 50, 10 Brisbane Lions. Collingwood yet to enter that part of the ground.
That could have said inside a half rather than 50. I'm sure Collingwood haven't advanced forward of the centre circle. 20-0. And haven't Brisbane started well. Mind you, they've been flogging great sides for the last couple of months. They've won their last 7. They beat the West Coast by 100. Beat Freo by 74. The ball worked towards the line and in the back. Power will take the free kick for Brisbane.
Yeah, free kick there to Luke Power. Yeah, sloppy work there by Tarkalocky, who was second to the footy. But you've got to control yourself in giving away an undisciplined free kick like that. Could prove costly.
Only 35 metres out, but it's left and stays left all the way. And a behind to Luke Power.
And some interesting matchups in Collingwood's forward 50-metre area. Looks like Darryl White's got the job on Mal Michael. Chris Scott's got the job on Gavin Brown, who's been very good for Collingwood this year. Lepich is picking up Tarrant now. He did start on A Rocker. And Anthony Rocker's from the goal square. He's been matched up by Matthew Kennedy.
Yeah, a lot of pressure on these young Collingwood players. Brisbane are a top side. Been a lot of hype and promotion of this game. Shawball, he couldn't mark. Neither could Richardson. It's at half forward, way out at half forward for Brisbane. A terrific start. 21 plays nil, but inside 50s, 10 or 11 to nil. And they're just proving what a good side they are. One of the premiership favourites. Keating has been terrific in recent weeks. There's Lappin. Everywhere you look at this Brisbane side, they've got enormous talent. There's Stephen Lawrence. I played against his father, Barry. Barry will be up on the Gold Coast. One of the best players I've played against and one of the toughest. And his son's a chip off the old block. He's got plenty of that in him too.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. Lawrence does certainly run straight, Pete. But now Buckley's moved back into the midfield. He's picking up Ashcroft. Ashcroft started the game on Lockyer. It's been a straight swap. Lockyer's gone back to half-back, picking up Luke Power.
Interesting free kick against Mark Richardson there.
Keating has been a great player.
He just gives him first access to the footy, Pete. Jumps hard into the contest, especially the ruck contest. Gets the ball forward.
Darryl White with plenty of distance. Up very high. Prestigier Como to the front. Voss gets it across to Power. He spirals it up to Malloy. Gets rid of his opponent illegally. Collingwood free kick. Taken quickly. They work it out of defence. Have they been defending the Pies? It comes to Tyson Lane, just outside 50. Good chase by Johnson. Great discipline by the Lions. Buckley cornered by Ashcroft. And they've gone forward to the wing for the first time. Drop mark by Brisbane. The ball at ground level. Tarrant works well. Tackling by Scott. Fantastic stuff. Batheris the hand pass back. And Williams turned it over. It comes to White. Spirals it inside the 50. And Brisbane back to where they've been so often in this game. Shawball looks for the line, but kicked it too hard.
Yeah, free kick actually coming back to Schwalbe, though. It's been given from the back against Malloy. And Andrew Schwalbe's got to realise, wet footy, you can't afford to give the ball too much height when you're under pressure like that. You're better off getting the ball on the ground, skidding across the boundary line. Just play the percentages a little bit better.
Yeah, dead right, Mick. He should have been going low. Oh, poor kick. Terrible kick, Shawball.
And that's his problem. Kicks off one step too often. He should be told, and that should be addressed, because that is a downside of his game. Over the last 3 weeks, he's been a little bit better in basically defending, but his use of the ball coming out of the defence just isn't good enough at times. Have a look at this.
Unfortunately,
one step, leaning back, wet footy, low percentage, it'll never find targets.
Yeah, poor kick, and it's gone straight to a guy who's got terrific skills. Nigel Lappin, he might play Collingwood pay here. That's a beautiful kick at goal. It's just drifted away and missed to the left.
Pete, you look at those trees just behind the goals there to our left. It certainly is a right to left breeze. A couple of kicks have gone to the left-hand post. You just certainly have to allow to that pocket, don't you?
Well, when I look at those trees, I'm amazed there's no one up there, Mickey.
There might be a few monkeys.
No, he's in the, he played in the reserves yesterday.
Oh, golly. Lakiria's taken too long to kick it in, and it's been taken off him.
See, that's gutsy umpiring by Peter Carey, isn't it?
Yeah, well, Peter's last game or last season, no doubt he's trying to make his point on the game. Have a listen to the Collingwood supporters.
Well, he must have walked in.
And they will get agitated unless Collingwood get an early score.
Get an armoured car for the umpires as they leave the ground. Ola Renshaw, Prestigier Como dropped it. The Brisbane putting pressure on all over the place. Shawball, a hurried kick, gets it to the 50. But hasn't got it far enough out. Notting unloads a big one and goals.
If you're looking for a tough, reliable chainsaw that lasts, there's only one with a 5-year guarantee, and that's Echo. Echo. From pruning small bushes to tall timber, Echo has a chainsaw for you. The new easy-starting Echo Wood Champ fires up fast, runs smoothly, and like all Echo tools, they're built to perform dependably for years and years. Right now, your all-power garden machinery centre dealers are ripping out great deals on Echo. Echo.
Well, a great start to Brisbane, and just what Collingwood didn't want. Brisbane playing superb football, 4-4. They should be a lot further in front. There's Keating getting first hands again. There's Lappin, the boss, a bit of talent there. Lappin and Boss. Half forward is punched away from Notting. Here's target Lockyer. Buckley to half forward. Lawrence races back, puts some pressure on him, goes for the punch. It's on centre wing. Lockyer again. Here's Stephen Lawrence. Back to Acklamanis. Gee, there's some talent in this side. A great kick in towards Black. Black onto the right foot, brings it in towards full forward. He's looking for Lynch. Lynch couldn't mark. Burns. Back it comes to Shawball. Shawball. Who can he find? He can find Olorenshaw, and he finds him at half back.
Gee, the patrons in the Sharon stand and the Bob Rose stand have hardly seen any action. Here's Gavin Brown pushing the back. The former captain, who has been fantastic this year. Veteran status now, of course. Buckley high. Can't quite complete the one-hander. At ground level, Buckley applies the tackle. Ball stays in. Umpire will ball it up.
Yeah, and it's still been 13 entries into their forward 50. Collingwood are yet to break the ice. That would be concerning coach Tony Shaw.
So from the ball up, it comes to Williams. He balks the hand pass. He probably should have given it. Eventually he does. Betheris, too high for Patterson. They're on the 50 for the first time, Collingwood. Tarrant does well. Concedes some ground. Back to Rupert Betheris. Hurried kick for Brown. It bounces through. Anthony Rocker with absolute ferocity. Rocker bounces it through, but it was touched off the line by Kennedy. No goal. A minor score for Collingwood. They've got a point, but it's taken them a long time getting it.
And at least one thing, Drew, it's got the crowd involved. You can just tell for the majority of these Collingwood players, except the ones that were in the 1990 Premiership, this would be the biggest occasion of their football career. There's obvious nerves out there, but they just need to kick a goal and they'll settle.
Justin Leppich kicks in. He's probably the best fullback in the competition this year. Simon Black ridden into the ground. Umpire said no. Half forward, it is with Krasiska. Here's Paul Williams. He's surrounded by Brisbane Lions players. Huska's calling for a free kick, and he's going to get it against Williams holding the ball.
Yeah.